Alright guys, here's the new Scorpion Y6 from Walkera. You can see here it looks a lot different than the Ladybird. As you guys can see over here, it's a lot bigger, it's higher, it's got 6 motors compared to Ladybird, which only had 4 motors and 4 props. So you can see underneath here, it's a little bit different. I guess these 2 ports on the left, it's going to be for the updating process. If you get that adapter, the new adapter, you can see you get 6 connectors for all 6 motors, 6 propellers. Got the orange in the back. Looks totally cool. It comes with I believe a 350 milliamp battery, the single 1S battery. Thicker booms. To give you guys an example, here's the Ladybird next to the Scorpion, the Y6. You can see the Scorpion has way thicker booms. Flies very good. I like the skids on here. It looks pretty cool. With the body, it looks a little bit, different. Has that Scorpion look, except the front kind of have a little car look, which Walkera could maybe improve on a little bit. But besides that, this looks very cool. So I'm pretty sure a lot of guys are gonna make their own little canopies to pop on. So what I'm gonna do now is plug it in to give you guys an idea of how this little thing flies. I was able to fly before, and this thing flies really stable. Except it's not as agile as the Ladybird, so when you're flipping it, it tends to overcompensate and just rocks a little bit, and it's a little bit slower. And just when you're trying to do some of those fast movement, like just fast for a flight, banking it, it's going to be a little bit sluggish at times because it's a little coaxial. You get 2 props, counter-rotating props, one on top spinning the other way, the one on the bottom spin the opposite, so it's going to counter itself. So that's why it's stable. It's good for you guys who wants to put FPV on here. I was able to put a bigger, let me see from my battery. I have a big 1-cell 850 milliamp, which weighs a lot more than these 350s over here, but this thing was able to lift it up with no problem. So if you guys have those micro FPV setups, be perfect for here. That's why a lot of people use the Y6 setup with the counter props, because it's going to be a lot more stable. So I'm going to hand over the camera to my wife and have her record for me. So let me plug in the battery. Hey guys, this is what I do at 10 o'clock at night, sipping on some drinks and flying these cool RC toys. Flip it over to take off. So I'm using my Walkera Devo 8S. It did come with a 22 or 2402D transmitter, but I'm using my 8S because I have dual rates and I can put it to flip mode. You can see it, take it on and spool up. I have it on low throws, or now on my dual rates at 40%. You can see it's very, very stable, which would be a good platform for FPV once again. Low floor flights. You can see very, very stable because it has counter props on top and bottom on each arm. See some little Puros. So let me take my dual rates off and put it back at 100%. You can see here, it gets a little quick on the sticks, but it's a little sluggish on the sticks at times when you're giving a little bit of rudder and trying to bank it. Sometimes it gets a little slow because just the 2 props, they have to counter each other, top and bottom, to make itself stable. So it's going to be a little bit slower than the Ladybird. If you guys have flown the Ladybird before. So since this battery's still fresh, let me put it in my flip mode with the green light. And just try to attempt a flip and see what happens. You can see. It takes a lot more space than the Ladybird to do a flip. So if you guys are outside, it shouldn't be a problem. But inside, you're going to need at least a 10, 12-foot ceiling to do a flip. Let me try it once again. So here we go. Oh, just crashed. Let me flip it over and fly it some more. hands off the stick. And still off the stick. Just a little bit of throttle. And still off the stick. Give you an example of doing Puros and the cyclics being slow. There we go, doing Puros, and right now it's starting to drift off a little bit, and I'm banking it full sticks, and it doesn't move that much until you stop doing the pirouettes on here, and then it tends to pick up its movement again, just because you have the top and bottom motor spinning at opposite directions, and they both have to spin at a certain speed for it to do Puros and bank and turn, so that's why it's going to be a little bit slow on this Y6 setup. Flight times are pretty good. With the stock battery, the 350 milliamp battery, you can fly for easily 5-6 minutes if you just cruise around. If you can't do flips or more aggressive, like, you know, fast forward flight, banking and stuff like this, then it's gonna, you know, not get as much flight time. But just hovering, that's pretty good. You can see he's doing some just a little fast forward flight. Good thing about these Walkeras is they're so durable. Earlier I crashed it, flipped it right to the wall over there, and it flies very good. You know, it's a very good, I would say, bang for the buck value. Oh, battery's getting low right now. One thing I did notice with this one is there's no telemetry feature on here. So with my ADAS, you can't see the voltage, you can't see the temperature on here, so that's a, you know, pretty, I would say it's not a bad thing, but it would be cool to see the voltage and have a little, you know, alarm as the battery's getting lower. Motors do get a little bit warmer than a Ladybird for some reason, but this is just a sample that Walkera sent, you know, to XLE. So I'm just testing it out and seeing how it works. The motors do feel a little bit warmer than a Ladybird for some reason, even though you do have 6 motors, 6 propellers. It is a little bit heavier, but it's not that much heavier than the Ladybird. But flies good. It's going to be very stable. It's not as agile, once again, as the Ladybird, so I prefer the Ladybird over the Scorpion, the QR Scorpion. But, you know, it's very fun to fly, so I have both. I have actually 3 Ladybirds. If you see right over here, I got 1, 2, 3. They're not mine. Only one's mine, and the other 2's from my wife and my sister-in-law. They have, you know, they got theirs at Wow Hobbies, which is just the Ladybird by itself for, I believe, 80-90 bucks. That's, you know, pretty cheap for a little Ladybird without the transmitter. And I have tons of transmitter laying around, so they're out. You know, I gave them a few transmitters, the Depot 10, so they can fly with the dual rates, which is very good if you're learning how to fly, especially if you're going to get it for your wife, because, you know, she's complaining you're getting too many helicopters. Just go buy her a little Ladybird, get the Depot 10 or 8 with the dual rates on here, and just program it at 40%, so when they fly, it's going to be very, very stable. Which I'll probably post up another video later on with my wife flying it. She's been learning and she's doing pretty good. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.